Do you have a table or a list or something that you want to be able to drag to reorder with silky smooth animation? Well, you're in luck because today I am going to show you how to make this. As you can see here, I have a table and I'm just dragging and it reorders with nice animation as well as a placeholder below to show where the draggable is going to land after I let my mouse go. This is simpler than you may think using this one toolkit. And it not only works on table, it works on anything that you want to be able to drag to reorder. Anyway, let's get into it. Here I have a really simple React table that I'm going to be modifying. Basically, we're going to be modifying the header so that we're going to be able to drag and it's going to be able to reorder the columns. This is a Vite React project. All the UI is defined in this one data table file. I am using 10-stack query, virtual, and table to create this infinite scrolling table. If you're curious on how to create infinite scrolling table, feel free to check out my previous tutorial. I'll have a link below down in the description. Scrolling down, I've defined my table right here, all of it, from table header to table body and table rows. It's all pretty simple. I'll have a link to this starter project in the description as well. So don't worry, you'll have all the code you need if you wanted to follow along. Let's start by installing this toolkit. It's the DnD toolkit, the drag and drop toolkit. Sounds cool, doesn't it? It's basically a toolkit providing utilities, hooks, components that make it easy to implement the drag and drop functionality into your React application. If we go to the documentation here, there's actually 3 toolkits within this kind of toolkit. There is the core, and then there is the modifiers, and then there's the sortable. We'll be using all 3 of them. The modifiers lets you dynamically modify the movement coordinates that are detected by sensors. They can be used for a wide range of use cases, like restriction motion to a single axis. This is what we're really after because for our purposes, we want to be able to drag the header in just a horizontal axis. We don't want to be dragging the header like anywhere in our application, right? So this is very helpful. And then we're going to be using the sortable preset, provides the building block to build sortable interfaces, which is exactly what we're after. Our column header in our table is a horizontal sortable list. So this is why we're going to be using this. So let's go ahead and install that right now. Open up our terminal. We're going to add bun install core. Then we're going to bun install sortable. And then we're going to bun install kit modifiers. All right, let's go ahead and wrap our whole table in the DnD context. This provides us with the core functionality of the drag and drop. However, we'll need to define a few props in here. The first one is the collision detection, and we're going to actually set this to closest corners. As for modifiers, remember that we want to restrict to horizontal axis. This is what restricts our drag movement to only horizontal. So the whatever component we're dragging in this DnD context can only move horizontally. Even if you move your mouse up or down, it will stay on that horizontal line. The next prop is the sensor that we want to use. And here I'm actually gonna go up to the top function. I am literally gonna snooze cursor. Sorry, I love you, but you're annoying. Okay, const sensor, and this is going to be use sensor. And this, I always get confused with this one because you actually call use sensor in here and you pass in the mouse sensor there. There's so many use sensor. Notice that the outer one has an S. and the inner one does not. Okay, can we import it, please? Mouse sensor. Okay, so we've added the sensor. Now let's go back to the... Oh, I just have a missing bracket. Okay, now we want to handle on drag start. And here we're gonna assign it handle drag start function, which we are going to be creating right here. Const handle drag start. And the event is going to be of type drag start event. We're going to be setting the active ID in here. So set active drag ID, and we are going to go event.active.id. We're going to need to keep track of the active drag ID. So this is going to represent the header ID that we're actively currently being dragged. We're going to be using this later to help us conditionally render the overlay. Okay? Keep that in mind. We're only going to set it for now. So set active ID, and it seems like this is not working, so we're going to have to wrap this in a string. Did I spell this wrong? Set active ID. I'm going to rename this as set active drag ID. Okay. And then we'll need, while we're here, we might as well handle drag and equals event drag and event. Inside here, we'll need to set the new column order. This is when we finish dragging, right? And then we let it go. This will be called. So the first thing we'll need to do is we'll need to destruct, grab the active and over, and make sure that, and then we'll need to make sure that both of this is valid. We also then need to compare if active.id is not equals to over.id, then we can do it, because if it's the same, then it's basically, we don't need to set the column ID. We're at the same position, right? So set, I don't think I've created a column order yet, have I? Column. Here, we're adding the column order state, and the column order state just stores the column ID in the order that it is presented in our table. Going back to the handle drag end, I am now going to set the column order, and in here I'm going to set column order. Here we're going to have the previous, and we're going to get the old index equals previous dot index of string active dot id, and then we're going to get the new index as well. So index of string over dot id. Okay. And then what we're gonna return is we're gonna return an array move previous. We're passing in the previous. So this is just a utility function from sortable. It takes in an array string and then from and then to. Okay, so then we go old index and then we pass in the new index as well. I am going to set the active drag ID here to null, back to null, because since this determines whether the drag overlay is visible or not, we want to make sure that we're no longer rendering the overlay after we have let go of the drag component. Let's assign these to DnD context. So on drag end, handle drag end. Great, now we have the DnD context ready. Let's go ahead and set up our sortable context now. All we have to do is just wrap the table yet again with sortable. Is it sortable context? Yeah, sortable context. Okay, and then we import that from DnD Kit sortable. In here, I will need to define items prop, and this is just going to be assigned to our column order. One note is this items property need to be an array of unique IDs, which our column order is. An optional prop that we're going to pass in is the strategy, and as for the strategy, we are going to be horizontal list sorting strategy. Now that both contexts are set up in this data table component, let's finally move on to making our header draggable. So how do we even do that? You might be wondering, and tisk. We're just gonna make it a separate component. Add a table head component .tsx file, and in here we're going to first define our props. We're going to take in children, the header, and the class name. Create the table header component and add the useSortable hook. It's going to return a bunch of useful properties that we're going to need. Next, we'll define a style. And the reason why we define a style is because we now can use the transform and the transition property that is returned from useSortable. It allows the component to update its position and animate smoothly as the user drags the component. And then we're going to return the table head. And in the table head, make sure you pass in the style, set ref node. This is super important because or else useSortable will not know which node it is referencing, and that as well as passing in the attribute and listeners that were returned from useSortable. Going back to our data table, replace the table head with table component. And in here, obviously, we'll need header. Let's see what this looks like now. Okay, we are able to drag. And what happens if we drop? It doesn't do anything. Let's see how we can fix that. What I forgot to do was add the column state to the useReact table hook. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We are going to assign the column on column order change to set column order right here. And then as for the state, I need to pass in the column order. If I drag and drop, it is reordering as expected. However, if you may notice, if I continue to drag to the right, it will just scroll indefinitely, which is not the behavior that we want. To fix that is actually relatively simple. All we have to do is, still within our table, under the table body, we will add a conditional component. And remember what I said that we were going to use active drag ID? Here is where we're using it. Before we define the component right here, we are going to need this headers variable, and it's simply just so we can just use the table.getFlat headers. As you see in a brief moment, we'll be using it. Okay, first we'll need to create the drag overlay. This wrapper element is really important. If you do not have this, you'll get an error in the console. And that's because we're still inside a table. So this needs to be of the type table head, okay? And then inside table head, we'll add a table row. Basically, this is mimicking the table header right here that we have. But this, just remember that what we're creating is the overlay when the user drags the component and that component moves along with the mouse. That's the component that we're creating right here, okay? Obviously here we add the table head component, and inside we will add a div as well as the flex redder, and here is where we use the headers. And this is just to find the header that corresponds to the header that is currently being dragged. If I try dragging the header all the way to the right, as you can see, it no longer creates extra horizontal scroll. So we'll fix that issue. But now I want to be able to see a placeholder behind the overlay in order to kind of give me feedback of where this overlay will land. In the table head component, we're just going to add a conditional render. We're going to make use of the isDragging property that is returned from the useSortable. If this is the component that is currently being dragged, we are going to create an empty table header that does not take in a child and is going to have this amber color to indicate of where the overlay is going to land. Let's take a look again at our table. Let's drag it. Oh, look at that. You can see underneath the overlay there is a placeholder. And then if we drop, it goes to where the placeholder is. And that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider smashing that like and subscribe button. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.